Hey, welcome to this live stream, this totally unscheduled live stream where we're going to talk about cart abandonment and cart abandonment solutions for WooCommerce for your website. And also if you're a cart flows user, cart abandonment solutions for that. I have a little bit of a presentation, so we're going to get into it. Now, this is live. I just want to let you know it's live. If you do leave a comment, I'll try to answer those at the end of the live stream. Any questions or comments that you might have. I might not be able to get to all of them, and I might not be able to get to the ones going out to the Facebook group because Facebook doesn't allow comments in groups to come out to my chat feed. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will get it there for sure, and I'll try to manually go through any comments that are hitting the Facebook group. So let's go ahead and jump on into this. So cart abandonment is a big problem. And what that basically is people come to your store, they see a product or they're in your sales funnel, they see the product available or service available in that sales funnel, they go to the checkout step to start that process, and they might even start putting info in like their name and their email, but 70% of those people end up leaving. So cart abandonment is actually a huge problem for any e-commerce shop. But why do people abandon their carts in the first place? And the first big thing is distractions, right? We have mobile devices, we have email inboxes, we have live chat and live chat communication tools. So we're constantly getting bombarded with distractions, notifications. I have an Apple Watch, and when that thing has a pulsating notice, I look at it, and that causes me to break my flow of what I was doing. So what happens is we all get these distractions. Distraction comes in, you leave the checkout and you forget all about it entirely. That happens to me. Discounts. A lot of times people will end up on your checkout page and say, can I find a coupon someplace or a discount somewhere? And then they leave your checkout page to go and find a discount. Another thing is they might have some kind of an unanswered question or a doubt or a concern about the product or the service, so they leave entirely. And there's other reasons why, but lastly, there's no urgency. Urgency is maybe a limited time sale where if they don't take action now, they lose out on this discount or this additional product or bonus. And if that urgency isn't there, why do I have to do this right this moment? Unless I have an urgent need for it, there really is no urgency. So here is the solution that is in a plugin that is going to be released very soon. However, if you're a CartFlows Pro user, it's currently available in the download area, and I'm going to be showing you how to use this plugin and in this video. So the solution is live field capture. This is what cart abandonment solutions are doing. So what that means is as your buyer starts typing in information in that checkout form, what they type in is captured live. It's live field capture. And then what you do is if someone's put in their email address, you can now send them email sequences. You can send them what's known as cart abandonment emails. Now, you can either, with the solution that I'm going to show you in a moment, and just so you know, it's going to be a free solution. So if you have this problem, but you don't have a budget to go and buy something to solve the problem, you're in the right place. Okay, so you could do this one of two ways. The first way is to take that live field capture information, push it into your CRM solution. And so what I'm going to show you has something called webhooks that allows you to do it. It's a little bit more technical. You push that information into your CRM and you create an email sequence. Or to make it super easy, you can create the email sequence that these buyers will be put into right on your website. And so I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So You can have an email go out maybe 30 or 60 minutes after they have abandoned the cart. And this email, you can have it say whatever you want, and you can do things like dynamic discounting. So you can send them one email to capture the cart, to get them enticed and remind them to come back to the cart. And there'll be a link that will take them right back to where they left off, including what they had filled out. It'll pre-fill that out for them, and everything that was in the cart. That's one thing you can do. But later on, around the second or third email in this sequence, you can also dynamically discount if that's what it's going to take. So I would say suggest the first email is just that reminder for the guys that got distracted. Then the second one could be for those that had unanswered questions and doubts, where you're asking them if there was any concerns or questions they had about the product. And then that third one, you can then offer a discount to go after those people that were looking for a discount. And there's also an urgency feature. So for those people that there was no urgency, you're going to be able to offer urgency with a coupon with a set expiration date. That was actually more than I wanted to explain in that point. The next feature is discounting. And so I already just basically said you can do discounting, dynamic, unique, personalized discounting with the solution that I'm going to show you. And also you could pass all this information into your CRM via webhooks, or you can send it into Zapier and then through Zapier send it wherever you want. Not everybody wants a Zapier-based solution, so we made it a webhook solution. So some of you advanced developers, you can do some really interesting things there. Now, when you do pass it in, it'll pass off the live fields that were captured, including a URL that is a unique URL to that abandoned buyer. And that URL, when they click on it, it will take them exactly to where they left off and everything that they'd already filled out. Okay, so here's a couple considerations of things that you're going to need. Now, these are actually, unfortunately, a couple of them are a little technical, but they're really not that big of a deal. This is for the most reliable ability to send emails from your WordPress site, as well as to have timed events like this. So you're probably going to want, but you want this anyway. If you have an e-commerce shop, you definitely need this anyway, an SMTP plugin for sending emails. They're free plugins, and essentially what that does is it is going to increase the deliverability rate of any email that gets sent out of your WordPress website. I use these on all of my websites, and if you're not familiar with these, do not worry. I will have a specific tutorial on adding an SMTP plugin. It's so easy, but I'll show you briefly in this video. The next is the one that's a little bit more technical, and that is switching to what's called a manual cron. I'll try to explain this in a way that anyone can understand. With your website, there's automated processes that need to happen, right? So something might need to happen in 5 minutes. Now, there's this thing called the WordPress cron, and what that means is in 5 minutes, this process will be triggered via this thing called a cron. Now, something needs to flip the switch for that cron to actually run, that automated process to actually run. So without you doing anything on your WordPress website, what triggers it is visitors coming to your website. Now, if you have a website that doesn't have a lot of traffic, these scheduled events might not occur because you're not getting the traffic to trigger this automated action. It's a very simple solution. You can contact your web host and say, hey, can you switch my WordPress site to a manual cron? Now, I'm going to have a tutorial video that shows you how to do it yourself because it's actually quite easy, but something like that your web host will do for you if you ask them. But it's super easy. It involves making one little minor edit on a file, and then in your control panel, adding a little line of information there to manually trigger it. And that's something that you're going to want to do. But if you're running an e-commerce shop, you really should have a manual cron anyway, and I'll have a tutorial on it. It sounds techy, but it's not really that big of a deal. you're obviously going to need a cart abandonment solution, and we have that problem solved for you. I'm going to show you in a moment. And your CRM is optional. So if you wanted to pass this abandoned information into your CRM, you can totally optionally do that if you want. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a look at the solution and what we have here. Okay, so here I am on a WordPress website. Now, if you are a CartFlows Pro user, you can log in to your dashboard. I have my dashboard right here, and there's the option right here. It says WooCommerce Abandonment Recovery Beta. This is in beta. There's a couple tweaks we're going to make to it, but it's pretty final. We've been testing it for the last month, and we spent months building this. Now, I've got great news for you. If you are a CartFlows user, you don't have the pro version, you're using the version in the repo, got great news for you. And if you aren't using CartFlows, you're just using WooCommerce and you'd like a solution to this problem, I have great news for you as well. And that's that we're going to take this plugin and we're going to put it in the WordPress repository to allow these features to be available to everybody. And it won't be dependent upon CartFlows. Okay, so that's some great news for everybody. All right, so once you download it, and we'll probably do that in about a week and a half or so, maybe 2 weeks, we'll put it there for everyone to download. And I'll have more official tutorials and documentation on it. Right now, I'm just showing you it. Okay, so here I am on a WordPress install. I've already added the plugin to the website, and what it's going to do is it's going to add a new menu option underneath WooCommerce, and it's right here in its cart abandonment. So the first thing you're going to see is there's dashboards, and they're very nice looking dashboards. So you're going to be able to get an overview of your recoverable orders, your recovered orders, and your lost orders, and you're going to see the revenue that is being generated. It's the easiest win for your e-commerce shop is adding cart abandonment. It's the easiest win available. But it's going to be eye-opening because you're going to be able to see the amount of the carts in total that have been abandoned, and then you're going to see what has been recovered. And so it's going to be pretty eye-opening. So now when someone abandons a cart, you're going to see their information right here, but everything's going to be automated. And you can see it on a daily, different time ranges right here. So the next tab up here says emails, and this is where you're going to be able to create a sequence of emails. Heck, you might just want one email, and that's fine. You might want 3 emails in the series that I just suggested. The first one for those people that got distracted, the second one for the people that had questions, and the third one for those people that were looking for a deal, needed urgency, and whatnot. So we have one right here, but if you want to create a new template, you just click on Create New Template. And here's how you would activate it or not. You give your template a name, you give an email subject right here, and then you start typing out your email. Now, here is a drop down that says Cart Flows Field, and these are going to be all those variables, their name, their email, things like that, their cart checkout URL. And so what that is going to be the link that takes them right back to where they left off. So I'll read through the fields that you have available to add to these email templates. Cart checkout URL, coupon code. So if you wanted to, and I'm going to show you in a moment how to dynamically generate a unique coupon code. Customer first name, last name, full name, date when the cart was abandoned, cart products, so what they had in the cart, the product names, the site URL, your site, and an unsubscribe link. So you are giving them the option to unsubscribe to these emails. So you would put your email text in right here, and then we have this option here to create a coupon. This is for those people that wanted a discount, but check this out. We take it a bit further. When you check on the box, you can choose the type of discount, the amount, but check this out. Expiry date, the date this coupon or discount's going to expire. And this is how you create urgency for those people that needed some urgency in order to complete their purchase, not purpose, but their purpose is to make a purchase. Anyways, okay, and then right here, you can send a test of the email to yourself. And then once you save this email template, you'll see it in a list here. Actually, I missed one setting, the trigger setting. So here, let me show you an already filled out email. So right here, here's the field I missed. It says send this email. So this is when you set the interval after the time the cart is considered abandoned. And this is how you're going to make a sequence of emails that can go out to recover the cart. So you set your time parameter here, and then you can set it to be hours, minutes, hours, and days. So you might want the first email to go out an hour later. You might want the second email to go out 6 hours or 12 hours later, asking them if there was any further questions they had about the product. And then the discount you might want the next day or maybe on the second day. It's all up to you to try it out. Okay, then right here we have the settings, and we'll just go over the settings of this plugin right here. Now I'll show you how to add an SMTP plugin really quick, and I'll see if there's any questions that you guys might be having. And one of them, I'm not sure if it's been asked yet, but I'm going to answer it in a moment about GDPR. Okay, so right here, you'll need to check this box to just enable tracking and capture the live capture. Then right here for email settings, this is where you would put the from name and from email on those emails that are going to get sent out. And you can also put a reply to. What's nice about having a reply to that actually comes to you is when that email goes out, if you're sending one that says, was there maybe a question you had about the product? Is that why you didn't complete the purchase? The one that you're trying to see if the person has unanswered questions, okay? All right, here's where you can enable the webhook. So this would be including Zapier, but you're not limited to Zapier. It's a webhook. So if you're a developer and you write custom scripts, you can do whatever you want with this. But right here, you could pop in your Zapier URL. You can also dynamically create the coupon codes at the expiration for those as well. And here is the last option that I know is going to make a lot of people happy, and that is GDPR settings. So you can optionally have this little line of code that gives an opt-out right underneath the email field. Let me, I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. So right here, I'm going to turn this on. You can choose what you want that message to say. So right now we have it saying your email and cart are saved so we can send email reminders about this order. You read through the GDPR, this is totally okay, but I'm not an attorney. You can read that one for yourself, but it's okay to capture and use someone's email as it pertains to a particular business activity. I'm not an attorney. Maybe I should flash that over the video here. But I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's very slick. That is all you need to start recovering abandoned carts. So here, let me show you what that looks like. So if I go to view right here, I'm going to click on order now. And when the buyer scrolls down, here's where the email address is. And underneath it, you see that line of text. And here's a link that they can click on to just opt out of being contacted about this order. So you're giving the buyer that option. And what are we doing here? This is a cart flows checkout. So we, with cart flows, want to optimize the order of those checkout fields with this custom field editor, or what I like to call field control. And let's bump that email address right up here to the top, which is where we want it. I'll click on update. And then I'll click right here, and you'll see that's probably where you want it. Or you might even want the very first thing you ask to be that. But this feature set is going to be even more powerful for CartFlows Pro users because we added a month ago a checkout design, which is two-step checkout. And what two-step checkout is, You ask all the information in the first step, and then they get to the second step, and that's where they make decisions, such as taking an order bump, entering their credit card information. So you can see right here, you can't click through to the second step until you've filled out the first step, which includes capturing of this information. Okay, and you can hide all these fields. Okay, so what is left to show you would be the SMTP plugin. It's so easy. I already have a tutorial on it, but there's a lot of them out there. You could just do a search for SMTP, and the first one is probably going to be the one by WP Forms. It's already on a million websites. I use this one personally on my website, and we also use this on the CartFlow's website. And so right here, you can use other ones too if there's one that you prefer. Just click on Install Now. And then activate it, and then you're going to be able to put in your SMTP credentials. So this would be your outbound email server for your email account that might be coming through with your hosting company, or what I use is Amazon SES, which is an email sending service that is very inexpensive. So it's for transactional emails. Okay, you might be hearing my dog. That's funny. He gets a little excited sometimes, but I can't control that live video. Okay, so now once you do that, it adds a setting right here under settings, and it's right here. I'll click on it. And so you would put in your from email, your from name, and then you could choose how those emails are going out. Gmail, Mailgun, SendGrid, or other SMTP. You're probably going to want to use other SMTP. And when you click on it, you put your email, your SMTP server, and then you're going to put your credentials in. So I think I got to choose one of these. There we go. And turn on authentication. There you go. And you put your username and password. If you're on shared hosting, it's usually mail. The name of your website. So for us, it'd be mail.cartflows.com. And then your username is usually the email address itself, and then whatever email address password. This is going to make your email deliverability go through the roof. All right, so that is our cart abandonment. This is going to work with CartFlows. If you don't have CartFlows, just WooCommerce, it's going to work. It's going to make you money. It's like the low-hanging fruit, but it's like there's a ton, most of the fruit's low. So anyways, I'm going to try to switch the camera view, and I'm going to try to look through and see if there's any questions that you guys had that I can answer about this right now. I'm seeing some questions on Facebook and on YouTube, so I'll try to answer these, but I can't pull them up on the screen, unfortunately. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Someone is saying, well, Flipback on YouTube is saying some people just add things to the cart and wait for a coupon. Yes, I've never done that. Actually, the first time I encountered cart abandonment was on Elementor's website. After I'd purchased it, I'd gone there for a video to show the purchase process, and I received a cart abandonment email. So I think cart abandonment might just kind of be a newer concept. I really didn't come across it since maybe 2 years ago. All right. Okay, yes, and Flip's also saying, if I remember correctly, Jilt is a software as a service cart abandonment platform, and it's kind of pricey. It's worth it. Cart abandonment's worth it because it's a profitable thing for any store owner. So if you're paying $200 a month for Jilt, it's totally worth it. Obviously, you can use this plugin and it's not going to cost you anything. But they recommend to not give immediate discounts because people will exploit the abandoned cart. Yes, I think it's better to, if you are going to do the discount, do it maybe on the third email. So you can see if they purchase off of the first or second email, and then maybe on that third one. Okay, yes, I showed the GDPR message, which was a question, scarcity feature. That's good. Let's see. Oh, this is great. Looks like an awesome solution, even simpler than the one we're currently using. We go after ease of use, easy to set up, easy to get going, few moving parts. And that's why it was important to us to have the ability for your website to send the email. What's easier than that? And what we're planning on doing before we release it is to have 3 email templates in there for you. So that's even one less thing for you to do. It's just a plug and play solution as much as we can make it. Let's see. Yes, and the question is, will the sequence stop if the user does end up buying the product? Yes, it will. Yeah, that's important because you wouldn't want them to buy it off of the first email, then get a discount on the 3rd email if you want to discount it, which is totally optional. Okay, let's see here. GDPR is awesome. Yes. That was a big priority for us to have GDPR compliance, and we were specifically requested to have a customizable message that would be just underneath the email capture field. And it's customizable by you. Let's see. Here's a great question. Can you estimate what the average conversion rate is with cart abandonment? I think it's going to be different for everybody, also based upon the emails, but you could probably expect to have anywhere between 10 and 20% of the carts recovered. So some of the, I think the industry statistics is about 20% of the revenue you should be able to recover. But it all depends on the niche. You know, if you're in a niche and your products are in a category where there's a lot of window shopping going on, maybe it might be a little bit lower. But you could see by adding this, it's literally, I know this might be like a marketer thing to say. It's kind of free money, right? If you're already getting people at the checkout, why wouldn't you do this? Especially now that there's no cost barrier. There's going to be no cost barrier for you. So when it was, I got to pay $200 a month for a solution, there's a cost barrier to that. So you got to try it, have faith, and see if you can make that money back. But now anyone can add this. All right. This is actually a really good question. Will you support FB Messenger for cart abandonment anytime soon as well, so we can automate messenger conversions with ManyChat, or conversations, sorry, with ManyChat? We are looking into that. So we do think that there's more we can do with the cart abandonment, and that is right there at the top of that list. So we might have some good surprises for you in the future. Okay, let's see. If you could rephrase this, there's a question, can the tick box be unchecked when the page loads the page if we select multiple products on the checkout page? I'm not fully understanding that. Could be because I'm going live and I'm kind of moving quick. But if you could rephrase that, I'd be happy to answer that. And that question just came in a little while ago. Let's see. Can we have the option to have the cart abandonment off by default and the user have the option to check that? Okay, so this question is, instead of what we've provided or created, it's on for everybody and then they have to opt out. This question is, can we make it so they have to opt in? That's not how we've created the solution. We've only made it so that they could opt out. But through looking at their regulations, the way that we've done this is kind of like the industry standard of the way all of the cart abandonment solutions are doing it. The person would opt out versus opting in, because you're totally entitled to have email communication with them based upon this business transaction. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into the Facebook group and just see if there's any questions in the Facebook group, because my comment, I have to do it all manually. Okay, good. We've got 14 comments in here. All right, let's see here. Great. Jared is asking, and Jared, the reason I went live is because of you, because I was communicating with you in the CartFlow's Facebook group that we have this solution out, and I wanted to get some kind of documentation out, very preliminary since it's beta. But your question is, does it capture email automatically upon entering it? Yes, it's a live field capture, so everything is captured as entered. So you're asking, with that two-step checkout example that I was giving, does someone have to go to the next step for it to be captured? No, it's live field capture. Because not everyone's going to fill out every field that we're asking. So someone might not put their address if you're asking for it. So we're capturing it as it's put in. Matt has a great question that I think I answered a moment ago regarding Facebook Messenger, and we're looking at that as a future feature for sure, because we think that it's something that will increase the recovery of these abandoned carts. Facebook some form of an integration with Facebook Messenger. Absolutely. Okay. Yes, thank you, Rich, for holding down the fort for me, reminding people that I can't see the questions in the Facebook group. Okay, let's see. It's not showing me all of the questions here. I'm only seeing a few of them, so I'm going to have to go in and manually add them. I'm going to jump in the WP Crafter Facebook group because I think I might be live streaming this there. Yes, and I have 8 questions in there. Okay, let's see. Yes. Okay. Not much questions going on in there. Hey, I'm excited to have this come out. We have worked for months on this solution, and we were actually looking at it and saying, should we charge for this? And we decided, no, we're going to just put this in the repo. And so as soon as it's publicly available to everyone, I will make sure to have an official video on the WP Crafter YouTube channel. Also for cart flows, I'm also going to have the videos on the SMTP plugin, switching to a manual cron, which you should do with e-commerce. If you want to test this out and you're maybe not a CartFlows Pro user, you can send me a support ticket, and I'd be happy to give you a copy of it so that you could try it out. And it's not dependent upon CartFlows, but it'll work really, really well with CartFlows because we have that two-step checkout and everything that we're doing over there. So, hey, that's it for this live stream. I'm excited about this. I hope you're excited about this too. Can't wait to get it out there in your hands. We'll fully document everything. We'll get the webhook documentation going. Everything will be fully documented by the time we release this. Hey, thanks for watching this live stream, and I am going to fade to black.